What's on, where, and when. It's the Talk of Nelson. NBS Talk Nelson.
NBS has been supporting us, and that putia, the money that comes into our club, goes into all the things that help our club run. Banking for life, we view that as ka pai ki muri, ka pai ki mua, ka pai ngā mea katoa.
Welcome to Football Focus, and we're coming to you actually live from the Nelson Suburbs Football Club rooms, and great excitement around the place, lots of activity. It's the Tier 1 Girls Secondary School Tournament. Is that the way you could describe it?
Satellite. It's called the Satellite Girls Tournament.
Jeez.
So the premier one is in Taupo, I think.
Right.
At the moment. And then we've got this one here. So we've got teams from Wellington, Hamilton, Cambridge, Christchurch, Dunedin. So yeah, it's been really, really good. We're
Fantastic.
into day 3, and the football's been good. I think the weather's been beautiful as well. So yeah, it's been really, really good.
So what was this morning? Was it quarters this morning?
Quarterfinals this morning. So yeah, we've had one round of the quarterfinals, and then semis kick off at 1:30 today.
Jeez.
So it's all on.
It's all down to the wire.
We've really had a penalty shootout. We've had drama.
Oh,
we've
really?
had some tears. We've had.
It's
yeah, but I must admit, I've been watching the games, and God, they don't pull out of tackles.
Is that right?
It's quite physical, and the thing I love about it, they smash each other, they get up, shake hands, and get on with it. It's brilliant.
Whereas the boys have got to pull apart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we get the handbags out. But yeah, no, it's been really, really good, and yeah, it's good that again we had the Premier tournament last year, and we got the Satellite one this year, and yeah, it's been very, very good to host it, and good to see Nelson College for girls, some of our girls in there as well, and Neelan College, Waimea, and also Golden Bay. They've been quite
fantastic!
Well, so good to have some of the local schools involved, which is awesome.
So Sasha takes Nelson College, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, good. Oh, nice. Well, that's brilliant. And yeah, looking around, everyone seems to be enjoying themselves. Throwing the chips down, and good carbs for their next game.
yeah, definitely. The cafe's been busy. Yeah, selling a lot of chips.
Must shout out to Stan at the team at the Turf Hotel, our venue sponsor, even though not coming from the Turf this week, but thanks to Stan for all that they do for us. And don't forget to check out their Facebook page for everything that's on this weekend. Haven't really seen you since the Chatham Cup Challenge, so it's been quite a big week for you, because we caught up with Neil about the aftermath of that, and obviously the disappointment, but all the feedback and support that you guys had been getting with the whole experience. Fantastic experience, and people got right behind you, which
that was brilliant. And good to see some people travelled up. I think Neil would have touched on that.
Yeah,
we had a few fans up there. We had the club rooms was full here as well with people watching the game. Yeah. Spoke to players at Richmond Athletic. They had it on at their ground as well, fantastic. Which is fantastic. So, no, brilliant for the region. Unfortunately, we couldn't go one step more, and yeah, we'll regroup and go again. But yeah, no, it was brilliant. So good experience.
Yeah, the weather wasn't that kind, was it? It was a bit gloomy up there.
Slippy up there, to be fair. But yeah, we actually thought if it stayed that way, it might actually favour us. It was a bit wet and a bit muddy, but the pitch was just a bit quick, and yeah, it took us a while to get into the game. But they're top side. Yeah, they're a top side, and they've got players, internationals from New Zealand, former internationals, 17s, 20 level, and yeah, really good for our boys to see the level.
And then you stayed up there, is that right? Because they had quite a big meeting in Auckland about kind of like the future structure of national football.
Yeah, so we had the New Zealand Football Summit. So it was the 30 clubs that are currently in the National League framework. So that's teams from the Southern League, Central and Northern. So we had the men's one on the Wednesday, and then we had the women's one on the Thursday. So really just getting all the clubs together, directors of footballs, presidents, and just talking about what the new National League will look like in 2027. It's going back to winter, so it's going to run parallel with the regional competitions as well. So how that looks and what format, is it a National League and a championship underneath it, or is it National League and we stay in the centres with mainland, central and northern? So just spitballing and finding out how we find the right answers for those questions.
Because travel's always been the big cost, isn't it? Travel and accommodation. So if you're in a championship league and you've still got to fly up north or to the deep south rather than just, I guess, more locally, most of the travels to Christchurch. It's a big expense for clubs, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's funny you say we had a mainland meeting the week before prior just to sort of have a get together as clubs before we went up, and I didn't realize, and there was figures being thrown around, but I think it was something like $80,000 plus added to our league once Wanaka joined,
Oh, yes,
like
right.
because of just the travel.
Yeah.
So you look at that on a grander scale over 10 teams, like I think the Southern League is the most expensive league
Right.
in the country
Yeah.
because of our geographic with Nelson and Southern
Yeah.
and going the
Yeah.
whole way down. Where the northern teams, the furthest they have to go is Hamilton
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Tauranga, which is an hour 45 minutes on bus. So geographically, yeah, we're a bit spread out. So yeah, it was just taking that in. The thing is, they want to have something that's financial and stable, and
Yeah.
they want it not to fall over. So they want something that will continue to help teams grow, and teams that aren't in the National League, there's ways for them to get better, and there's a pathway for them to improve and aim to be a National League team. So we'll wait and see. I think it'll be a bit different to start with, and then I think hopefully it all sort of settles down and we find the right results for all the clubs.
So, did they talk about this new OFC Pro League? Does that run alongside it, or how does that work?
They know nothing, Chris.
So, this is a completely different
New
setup.
Zealand football have no idea of what they're nothing to do with it.
And is OFC FIFA driven?
Yes, so it is an Oceania configuration. Yeah, under FIFA.
That has no connection with New Zealand football. I just find that
The only
bizarre.
connection is New Zealand football play under it.
Right.
That's one of where federations, same as Tahiti is, same as that is.
So you can play in the National League. So let's take, for instance, Christchurch United can play in the National League, but then they can also apply to the OFC League.
Yeah, and then
separately.
But then how does that work? Because we don't know because it's never been done.
No.
Do they are they allowed to stay in the National League?
Yeah.
Because now they're a pro club.
Well, they'll be playing 2 sets of games.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And again, I think that's all the stuff that they're just trying to sift through and just understand how that works. We find out on Friday who the O-League teams are. I think the announcement is from OFC on Friday, so that'll probably give New Zealand football a sort of eye into what that looks like. But from what I can see, because again, as you know, Nelson Suburbs did apply for it at the start.
Yeah.
And we pulled out because we looked at the financial side of it, and it was, way above us as a club. But one of the things where it started in the press release for it's October, games are meant to start in January.
Jeez.
And it finishes in May.
Mm.
So that's always.
Oh, so the inference there is that it'll be a summer league and National League will be a winter league.
At the moment, but then when and then you've got, I don't know how it works, Chris.
And then we heard during the week, FC Nelson announced that they've got a partnership with Christchurch United. We can only presume, and maybe get Phil back on the show, or he can explain to us how that works. But we can only presume that because Christchurch United potentially will be a pro team, that they're signing partnerships not only with FC, but I believe Horswell,
Queenstown, Oxford.
Right.
Is Oxford South Canterbury? I'm just trying to get my map.
I'm not a Cantabrian. I can't tell you.
If you can tell us where Oxford is, I'm sorry for people that live in Oxford. I know I've played against them once with a rep team for Canterbury.
Yeah.
So I don't know where Oxford. So if you can tell us where that is.
So the idea potentially behind that is a line there to create a pathway into the pro leagues for players, up and coming players.
Yeah.
But Christchurch United would still have a presence in the Southern League. You'd still have a presence. FC, if they win the rights to get in there, will be there as well. But potentially those clubs who have signed the partnership will be feeding an OFC.
And could be in the same leagues.
And could be in the same leagues. Yeah, so
interesting. Yep.
We wait with bated breath to see how all this works out. It does, again, this whole thing about I just don't. This is my opinion. I just don't think that New Zealand can sustain a club system where we're relying on people with money to come in, to back a club, to take them to a certain height, and then if there's any problems financially or personalities. We've seen it in Dunedin, perhaps with a team that's now broken off and getting financially back to potentially come into the Southern League. So that's going to affect Dunedin City Royals. So Christchurch United could go the whole way. Their funder then goes, actually, I'm going in a different direction. May not. He may be there for years.
Yeah.
But we've seen it before, where all of a sudden the money disappears and the whole thing changes.
Yeah, and the thing is,
And the only clubs that get to develop are the ones where someone's got deep pockets. And I just think that we need, to me, it's a provincial league. The big issue is around fundability, and the fundability is the travel and the accommodation.
Yeah.
And we need to resolve that issue. We need to do a deal with someone.
Someone needs to come on
get
board. Yeah.
that covered. Otherwise, it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be fair, a provincial competition. We would not forget about, and this is, the observation is that in Auckland, the money being thrown around, their club structures and everything they're doing, that's where the money is. So that's where the growth is. Everybody else is forgotten. And we know that some great players come out of the depths of
region,
country football
100%.
of the region. And we need to back our regions to have the grassroots grow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just getting the talent moving to Auckland,
Yeah.
and I just don't believe that's healthy for the game.
Yeah.
I don't believe in the club structure. I don't think it's sustainable. I think provincial is the way that we need to do it. And maybe that's a two-tier system.
Yeah, again, it's all out there. As I said, the summit is, again, it is on the club format, because that's what New Zealand football have decided to go to. My biggest thing is everyone's aware of the news that came out a couple of weeks ago regarding pokey money and online gambling, and that being taken away maybe, and things like that, and people have been signing petitions. But it shows you sometimes the unsettling side of football in this country, where we are all very reliant at times on funding, and if that does go, how does that affect us all as
We've
clubs?
got professional rugby clubs in England in the Premier Division, potentially almost going bankrupt. We've got, and we see it in, top league football.
Yep.
When there's a financial issue, clubs can go right back down to the beginning.
Yeah.
And, okay, if, that could work in New Zealand. You just restart and someone else comes along.
Yeah.
Or we have a structure where we're all feeding into regional sides, which is the way, it was still a club structure, but at least you could have a loan system back then.
Do you think with the new National League, Chris, and yes, it'll still be under club names, but if they take it down to 12, say it's 12 teams and there's 2 from Christchurch, say such, they'll pretty much become representative teams, won't they, though, because the best players in Christchurch are going to go swarming to those 2 teams.
Well, 100%, so that's why provincial football makes sense, because you'll have a Canterbury, you'll have an Otago, you'll have a Top of the South, you'll have a Wellington, then you'll have Central, whether it's a Taranaki, you'll have a Napier Gisborne or Bay of Plenty. Then,
it's just the FPC model, really, isn't it?
It is, and then potentially you've got you could split the North Auckland into 3 different provinces. You could have a Northland, you could have like a North Harbour, and you could have. So I know that we're talking rugby here, and I know that the National Provincial Championship does struggle for money, mainly because of travel and cost and players' salaries, but. At least the players coming through in the regions get an opportunity through their club system to then feed into a provincial system.
I can only talk about the old National League format as a player, because I only played in it. I don't know anything about the finances and why we went away from it. But as a player, it was brilliant, to be honest. It was around Canterbury United for a long time. Again, more as a fan, but being able to go down and watch those games, and then moving up to Nelson, and then being able to play for the Tasman. United for those two years that I played, it was brilliant. I must admit that the standard of the game was brilliant. I must admit there's some really good players playing in that division, and the travel probably was a big bit because we were everywhere, and I understand that. And again, I think they just need to make sure they make the right decision. And a good positive thing coming out of the meeting was it was all about financial stable, and can we make it financially stable for teams? And I think that has to be the number one thing, because as you said, we don't want teams popping up and disappearing, and then they get relegated out of the National League, and then they're gone because the sponsorship goes, because they're no longer in that top division. And I just think,
is that an easy out for New Zealand football? Everyone's on their own legs. They just, will support the structure, but financially, you're on your own, and maybe that's all New Zealand football can afford to do.
Yeah,
it'd be nice to have a chat to them and a bit of.
I think there is subsidy for the leagues from New Zealand football.
But obviously not enough.
I don't know how much it is. I couldn't tell you.
It would be great to have a chat about that whole structure with someone from New Zealand football, because I personally don't understand. I understand the financial side of it because of the fact potentially they're putting the onus on the clubs to financially back themselves.
Yeah.
Because they simply can't afford to do it. And if that's the answer, fine, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it helps regional football. It just drags all the best players up north.
Well, I'll speak to Lisa from New Zealand Football, the head of
Get her on.
competition, see if I can get her on.
Get her on.
Yeah, she might zoom in.
She may not want to talk about the competition. She may be only interested in the competition. Yeah. I'd really like to know about, financially, what the best model is.
Yeah. Because again, and we had a conversation about the Chatham Cup as well. Like that financially, that drains clubs. So that's just another thing that was on the table about making that more financial and supporting clubs. So I think the ideas are there. I think where they're heading with the financial side being a real focus to make sure clubs are sustainable is brilliant. But again, how that looks come November for 2027, we'll know.
Well, I'd really like to, if we do get an opportunity to talk to a chief executive to and it could simply, he might not want to be negative about saying we just can't afford it. Yeah. He might want to be positive, but at the end of the day, I think the answer is that, we're a small country, but we do have to travel a long way. At least in England in the Premier Division, if things got really bad, they could catch a train.
Well, the thing is, if you play in London, you play 5 games on your door. But again, it's the same as Auckland. And I say this, the Auckland League it's very centralised, where unfortunately we're in the Southern League. Where
weird, and that's my point.
And we are different.
How do we support the regions? Yeah. Where that talent comes from, and or is it that if we spot a player on the plane, they go up north, they go, and that's just the end of it.
So I can talk about the current structure because we're part of it. So at the moment, the National League is 30 teams spread out 3 conferences. So every team within those conferences, those 30 teams, all pay the same entry fee. That is used as a pool of money to run all the leagues.
Yeah.
Right. So that maybe in a way is Auckland given to the Southern League because they probably don't need as much for the travel. So that money's dripped down into us to help with our travel. So there's that at the moment. Does that become more and matched more by New Zealand Football? Again, I don't know. I'm not in that wage bracket to find out what it is, Chris, to be honest. I talk about coach and bibs.
But if you are in that wage bracket, you should be able to take some questions. Yeah. And so maybe we need to tee that up because I'd be interested about that debate and
even be good to speak to Martin Phil Dodson, the CEO of Mainland Football.
That's right.
We're
someone tee that up for us. Thanks, that'd be great.
Cherie Lapsley, you can speak to Martin.
We'll get Cherie on and put the hard word.
Yeah, exactly.
Going, why are you asking me this? I just do the draws.
Competitions, competitions and tournament. Yeah.
I'll wait with bated breath how it all comes out. All right, well, let's have a look at some results from the Nelson Point Industries Nelson Women's League and Golden Bay Shield Maidens 5-0 over Get Cars FC Nelson Diamonds, which was would be predictable over there. Yeah. They're a strong side. Probably not a bad score considering that the Diamonds
have improved all year. I think.
Yeah, they have, and so that's a bit closer. And we're looking for an upset with Tahuna Breakers over the hothouse crowd of Richmond Foxes 2-0. The Foxes win, so they keep rising to the occasion. I can hear Sasha saying there's no way we're going to give you any leverage to talk about our first loss for a while. But Tahuna Breakers couldn't quite do it. Mapua Cougars, we did say that this development side has been performing really well lately. We thought potentially Mapua might be too strong, but there you go. Development side 1-0 over Mapua. So good win by the young girls.
Yeah, I think that secured them second place as well for the league. So I think they're wrapped with that.
Yeah.
They've had a good year and had some hard games against the Foxes, but really enjoyed the league for their development, which is good.
The Richmond Swans 4-0 against Motueka Angels. So again, not a bad score considering Motueka Angels have struggled in the past, and so to hold them to 4-0, I think is pretty good result.
Look at the results from last year. They lost a couple of games 13-14-0, so that's fantastic that they've made improvements there.
So the Swans be happy with the win, and Wakefield ladies had a weekend off. Looking at the draw for this weekend and our picks, the Foxes get a rest, so no way they're going to get a loss this week. But the Richmond Swans taking on Mapua Cougars at Jubilee Park. This will be a good game.
Yeah, that is a good game. I'm going to
draw.
Nah, do you know what? I'm going to go with the Swans.
Oh, Swans at home.
Yep, Swans at home.
There
Yep.
we go. The Nelson Diamonds taking on the Tahuna Breakers. This is at Victory Square. So the Diamonds on the home turf.
Breakers struggling last couple of weeks with injuries as
Oh,
well.
I think it might be an upset.
I've heard that the skull drop off. There's been a few injuries
Oh, is it
with the Breakers, so I'm gonna go a draw.
a draw
No,
at
no,
Victory Square.
no.
It's a tough place. A Victory playing away there. Women's Development taking on the Golden Bay Shield Maidens. Another great game. It is at Saxton. Development side are at home.
Played tournaments all week. I think there's going to be a bit
Have
of
they?
fatigue there. A lot of the girls are away.
The
playing for
development side
school.
girls.
Yeah, and so will Golden Bay because they've got
Oh,
three girls
yes,
on the Golden
yes,
Bay
yes.
side. So yeah, that
Might be
could
like a nil
that
or draw or
might
something.
be like a 1-0. I'm gonna go development 1-0. Development 1-0, and then they're all gonna be wrecked the last 20 minutes.
Wakefield ladies taking on Motueka Rangers. Another close game, and Wakefield at home at the Domain.
Yeah, after a week of rest, I'm taking Wakefield for the
Wakefield
win.
at home.
Yeah, for the win.
So we've got a weekend off in relation to Cup football because the Price Charity Cup and the rest of the Cup finals
Yep, 6th.
are on the 6th. Do we know where that is yet?
Wakefield.
Oh, it is going to
And
Wakefield.
Guppy is back up if the pitches don't come right. I think
Oh, right,
that's what I've been
right.
told. So yeah.
Oh, interesting. A
Yep.
good club day for Wakefield.
Yep.
The Women's Southern League results, Horswell 13-0 down to Coastal. I didn't see that coming. So
There's no mercy rule in the women's Southern League, it looks like.
doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
So
That would have been a
yeah,
tough one.
horror day.
Tough one to take.
NW United having the bye, and Rosin Wakari 2-1, going down 2-1 to Nelson Suburbs. I was just looking at their name. Look at their name. Rosin Wakari AFC Affinity Mortgage Advisors.
Yeah.
So-
Anything for a shirt sponsor,
so
mate.
it's right. They going to need 3 lines in their
Exactly.
shirt just to do it. But
Exactly.
anyway, Suburbs getting the goods 2-1 over Roslyn.
Yeah.
So they have had their measure lately, haven't
Yeah,
they?
Dave and the girls have been going well lately, and I think it's just a bit of the side hasn't changed much. They've been okay with injuries and stuff, and they've been able to pretty much put out the same team every week, and it's showing. And yeah, they're finishing the season really well, which is good to see.
Kashmir Tech 2-0 over Otago. So Otago a good side, but Kashmir, pretty much the top side.
Good
aren't they?
team at home. Yeah.
Women's Southern League fixtures and our picks. Kashmir Tech taking on Universities of Canterbury. That's at English Park.
It's tonight.
Yes,
It is. Freezing.
it will be cold.
Yep.
It will be cold.
Cash Tech.
Cash Tech too strong.
Yeah.
On Saturday, they back up University of Canterbury taking on Horswell.
At English.
Jeez, and they Horswell,
Jeez.
they'll be having to do some laps during the week, won't they?
Yeah, I'm going to go unis at home, to be fair. They're
Yeah.
strong on English Park.
Nelson Suburbs at home. That's on Saturday right here at Saxton, and that's taking on a very strong Otago University side.
Yeah, I think the girls will back themselves at home. I think the form's been good, and I think they played the Royals and lost 3-1, but we had really good moments in that game here against them. They're a top team. So yeah, I think that'll be close. I'm going to 2-1 win Suburbs.
And Affinity Mortgage Advisors, Rosin Wakari AFC, they have the bye. Okay. Sorry, I forgot about Sunday. Dunedin City Royals are taking on Kashmir Tech,
Yeah,
and that's at home at Tahuna Park.
really won the league. The Royals.
The Royals,
They'll
too.
want to win at home. Last game, I think. So yeah,
It'd be a good game, that one.
yeah,
And then we've got Coastal Spirit taking on NW United.
yeah. Coastal Spirit.
Yeah, they're going to be too
Or to win.
strong.
Or to win.
Southern League results from the weekend, and Christchurch United, they're not having it all their own way, are they? Going down 2-0 to Coastal Spirit.
Yeah, tough. We played Coastal the week before and won 2-0.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought I fancied Christchurch at home, and Coastal are a good side, but Christchurch on their turf. But I watched the game, and I thought Coastal were full of energy, and Robbie had them set up well to frustrate and get in the face. And yeah, so Christchurch have got a patient wait this weekend, because if Coastal and Tech both win, they don't make National League again. That's 2 years in a row.
Yeah, okay. So tough gig. Dunedin City Royals getting the goods over Selwyn 3-1. That was at home. University of Canterbury going down 4-0 to Kashmir Tech. That's probably on form. Ferrymead Bays still getting the results, aren't they? 2-1 over Wanaka. They'll be happy with that win.
Yep.
And then 2-2 Suburbs and Nomad. So tell us about that on the weekend.
Yeah, it's been a tough couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, again, we didn't look ourselves. I think the boys are still a little bit disappointed in how we went in the semi-final, and I think it carried into this game a little bit. And to be fair, we didn't start well, but we got ourselves 2-0 up after 30 minutes, and we're in control. And second half, we didn't create as many chances, but still had a bit of the ball and defended well. Corey Wilson was really good in nets. Again, Nomads played under a high ball and got the ball in the box and tried to put him under pressure, and I thought he dealt with it really, really well. But we conceded 2 goals in 6 minutes right at the end, and Drew
Ah,
couldn't say.
jeez.
So
Yeah.
once the first went in, yeah, we sort of.
It happens, doesn't it?
It does, and it
Oh,
is. It's so mental at times, and I felt sorry with them for a bit because they pretty much had the game won, and we're 87th minute. I think we conceded the first.
I mean, it's when you got that 2-0, 2-0 up, and I always used to say, even if we're behind, or I used to say, well, if we're ahead 2-0, I used to say,
Need
so
one more.
if we get one, all of a sudden
It changes,
they'll get the
doesn't it?
jitters,
Yeah.
and or if we're 2-0 up, it was like, don't rest on your laurels because they get one back. And as soon as it gets 2-1, it's
Yeah.
something mentally, it just somehow falls apart. And especially in the last minute of the game, how many
Yeah.
times you've been in
I
that
know.
position?
I know.
And
So
it's just heartbreak, isn't it?
felt for them a bit. So
Yeah.
we had a bit of fun last night at training. We had a little 3-a-side, 4-a-side tournament with the boys, and just a bit of laughter and bit of joy, and then focus on tomorrow. And we really want to finish strong. We don't know if it's our last game yet because we've got 2 catch-up games, but it might be. So we want to go down and put on a really good performance against Selwyn in our last game of the season, and hopefully get a good win.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at the fixtures for this weekend. Wanaka taking on Christchurch United. That is at the Rec Centre. Wanaka at home.
Again, last home game, I
Yeah.
think, for Wanaka, unless they play us, but I don't think that game's going to be played. So Christchurch need to win to have any hope on results. So I think they'll win. I think they'll be too strong.
Coastal Spirit taking on University of Canterbury.
Again, for Coastal, you win the league
Yeah,
for the first time.
yeah, yeah.
So they've got all the motivation, and knowing that team, they'll be up for that. And I can't see that going any other way, but Coastal win.
Nomads taking on Ferrymead. That would be a good game. That's actually at Tulip Park. So Nomads at home.
We want to draw.
You want to draw?
We want to
Okay.
draw, but I think Nomads will be too strong. Yeah.
Kashmir Tech taking on Dunedin City Royals at Garrick Memorial Park. Another great game.
Yeah, just another game for Tech. They have to win to make National League. So I think when you've got that sort of that pressure on you, it can motivate you to get the job done. So I think Garvin and the boys and Dan will have them well set up, and I think they'll be too strong for the Royals.
A lot to play for this weekend, isn't
Yeah,
it? Because
100%.
the top three, Cash Tech, Coastal, and Christchurch, so close, and really, Cash will be wanting to knock off Christchurch United, won't they?
100%.
And then, of course, as you mentioned, you're taking on Selwyn, 11:30. Is that right?
Yeah,
Kickoff.
they're all at the same kickoff. So
Ah.
everyone kicks off at 11:30.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that travel?
Now they're trying to the Premier League do it, don't they? Last game of the season, everyone kicks off at the same time.
Ah,
I think it's just trying to make it exciting.
ah,
Yeah, but we know Selwyn have to come out and try to win because they need to stay up. So if they
Yeah,
win and
right.
Unis lose, they stay up by a point.
yeah, right.
But we know they're going to come out, and hopefully they'll come out and leave themselves open.
So you're going to upset their apple cart.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
always party poos at the end of the
We
the
did it
season,
last
don't
year
you?
for someone, so yeah, if we can do it, we can do it. Oh, here, Selwyn are a brilliant club, and unfortunately they find themselves down there. And as you know in football, Chris, when you're down there, sometimes it's hard to get out.
Well, yeah,
And
it's not easy to get in.
yeah, exactly.
You know.
So yeah, we'll go down, and as I
Mm.
said, we want to finish well. And yeah, unfortunately, if they're on the wrong end of it and that puts them down, yeah, it's football, unfortunately.
All right. Well, good luck, and we'll see what the wrap up is after that, and whether or not the league continues after that. Whether you have to play your catch up games.
Yeah,
And,
it's a funny one because I think if Tech and Coastal both win, and Christchurch United win, Christchurch can't catch them anyway. So we've got a catch up game against them. So I don't think they'll go, well,
yeah,
why will we play it?
yeah,
But if they do, then they have to play our Wanaka game as well.
yeah. Right.
And that's going to come down to money because that's going to be expensive to get us down there. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do in the leagues. And we'll just wait. We'll find out Monday probably what the go is. But looking at our bodies and looking at where we're at, we would.
Wanaka's not going anywhere, are they? I
No.
mean, they didn't finish last. They've come
No.
up and they've actually performed quite well, and they're staying there. So,
Yeah,
there's an argument there that if they are a bit upset that the travel costs are more expensive, what do you do with a team that's saying to themselves, "Well, we deserve to be there.
100%.
We've performed and we've stayed in the league." So,
Yeah, so it'll be interesting.
Mm.
So yeah, looking at the bodies and the emotion that we've had the last 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I think Sunday could be a good end for us. I
Yeah.
really do. I think few players have moved on to personal reasons. Like Henry's took a job in the Gold Coast. He leaves on Saturday. Hoggy's somewhere in Europe. We
Right.
haven't
Caught a plane and taken off.
he's on a tiki tour, but we haven't had any pictures lately. So but yeah, the boys move on, and I think the bodies are sore, and I think Sunday, if it was our last game, I don't think we'd be too upset.
Yep. All right. Okay. Soccer Ashes, just a reminder, we talk about this. It seems like we've been talking ages, but 5th of September. So
Squads have been named though. Woods
yes,
in it.
yes,
So the
that's
big
right.
boys are coming.
They are.
That was the question that we asked. So
Yeah.
looks like they are being released. So that's exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be a couple of great games, and I think I don't know about across the ditch, but certainly on this side of the ditch, we'll be up for it, and there'll be a lot of people into this. So,
Yeah.
so I think it's a great initiative and a great matchup. So 5th of September, in Canberra, and then the 9th in Auckland at Go Media Stadium. All right, so let's look at the Premier League, and I don't know. Actually, I don't know what Geezer and I are going to do because we put stakes on
Was
the
a
game
draw,
during. It was a draw, so we might have to go double the quits.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's look at the results. West Ham, geez,
They're in trouble.
we talked about some big clubs going down,
They're in
and
trouble.
they are in trouble, aren't they? 5-1 Chelsea over West Ham. Tottenham Hotspur and doing it 2-0. I didn't pick this.
Yeah.
2-0. So isn't it? How can it? I mean, isn't it amazing that they swap this? They bring the
Coach in
now it was Brighton, was he?
Brentford. Brentford, yeah.
Brentford, that's right.
Thomas Frank.
And Brentford, you think, geez, they're batting well. I thought, above their weight, but so they grab this coach, and all of a sudden, the team starts performing. You wouldn't have thought with a player base like that, just by changing coaches, make such a difference. But we do see it, doesn't
It's
it?
just style, I think.
Or is it? Yeah, is it style, or is it
Style
just
play, and
is it just finally things clicked? And the coach, the last coach, did all the groundwork, and finally he's getting a reward.
Yeah. I think you look at the Brentford side and what they've done
Yeah,
when he was there.
yeah, that's right.
There's something about him. You can
Yeah,
tell
must
the
be.
way his teams play, and what he does do, he sets his teams up. They don't overplay. They don't try to play it as much. They don't put themselves under pressure. They did once and nearly conceded against Man City, but they just make it hard for you. And they're high energy, high tempo. And Man City, like, they pressed Man City to pieces, and they coughed up two. Yes, the keeper made a mistake, but because he was under pressure. And
Well, and that is the thing, isn't it? If you've got your defence structured right, and the guys are enthusiastic, and you take on a good side, and you put them under pressure, it's amazing how when they make a little mistake and you pounce on it, how you can turn the table sometimes against better sides.
again, I had a coach, Tommy Wright at Limavady, who said that the team will win will be the one who makes the fewest mistakes.
Yeah.
And he always said
right,
he always said that to us before a game. Says defensively, don't make any mistakes.
Yeah,
Just defend.
Yeah.
And the boys up the top end will do the stuff.
Yeah.
But just cut your errors and your mistakes, and we'll win games of football.
Mm.
And I think you're seeing it with a few of the teams, especially Spurs. I think I watched the Everton game as well, which was very similar with the Brighton, and they just didn't make mistakes.
No, and it was great to see Jack Grealish there.
yeah.
Was it two assists or at least one
Yeah,
assist?
so-
So they get 2-0 well against Brighton in the new stadium. So
Yeah.
that, again, Everton are going to survive, aren't they, potentially?
We've got Stevie Moyes now, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. He's going to...
He turns it round for them every time he's there.
And he couldn't do it at United. I just don't... it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
So anyway, we got Bournemouth 1-0 over Wolverhampton. Brentford 1-0 over Aston Villa. So they'll be pretty happy with that. Burnley 2-0 over Sunderland.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have picked that either, actually. Arsenal 5-0 over Leeds.
Arsenal look good, though. They look
Yeah.
very, very good.
So wouldn't have been a nice day for
Brady would have been, he wouldn't have watched it. Yeah.
Crystal Palace, and they came into the start of the season 1-1, started the season quite well, and then a 1-1 with Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
So it was probably about right on paper, actually.
Yeah,
I would
it was
have
a good
picked
game.
Nottingham.
I watched it. It was a good game. Yeah.
Everton, as we talked about, 2-0 over Brighton, and then Fulham and Man U. Geezer will be spewing because
Fernandez.
he put one over top. First of all, he got irate with the
Oh, he
referee.
whinged because he bumped into him.
So the referee,
He's such
it's like he said the referee did it deliberately. So the referee's
he wasn't
going
even
backwards.
looking.
He kind of bumped into him, and then he picks up the ball and go, "Okay, you want to go? What's all
The
that about?"
referee was looking the other way. Oh, he is a tart though. I'm sorry, he is. He is a prima donna. He's up there.
Did he think it was deliberate? A hip and shoulder.
He gets sent off for losing his head all the time. He's just he's one of them.
So anyway, he skied it again. Why they go for top corner or top of the net, I don't know. But that's the danger.
Must hit target.
And Fulham pinch one back.
Yep.
So yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although me and Geezer are 1-1, so we'll have to have a decider later on in the season.
Yep.
On Tuesday, and Newcastle come back from 2-0 down. So you would have been, especially when they got one towards the end of the match, you would have put your head in your hands and kicking the table.
Oh yeah, I was at the start of the game. I was worried because Newcastle came out like an absolute train. They were everywhere, putting us under pressure. Yeah, and I thought it was going to be a tough day, and then we got the goal, and it sort of calmed the game down a bit. And then they got one straight after half time after the red card, which was a red card. I don't know if you've seen it. It was a shot,
I missed that
tackle. So gone down to 10 men, but just Newcastle at home. They get that crowd behind them. They got it to 2-1, and to be honest, we were in here watching it before the turn. It's like this is not going to end well for us because they were just in the ascendancy and they were just going for it. And they had big Dan Burn, 6'5" up front, just played him up top for 10 minutes, causing chaos. And Liverpool are a bit shaky at the moment at the back. So yeah, I would at 2-2, I was taking a point. I was happy.
Yeah.
And then bit of magic from the 16-year-old.
I know, but wasn't it? I mean, the football move itself.
Oh, it was lovely.
It was beautiful football up to that point. Then the cross, and then he must have
the step
seen
over
to the left that there was a player there, and he, in actual fact, I replayed it a couple of times to see if he had actually had an opportunity to perhaps get it, and he was on a bit of an angle. But I thought, well, geez, if you kicked it with momentum, he probably could have had a go.
Well, this is what Jamie Carragher said on Sky Sports. He said, how much confidence in the young lad because he screamed to get him to leave that.
Yeah, right. Yes.
He must have.
Yes.
And he's international player, cabaret hungry, unbelievable. And you've literally told him to step over it because I've got it. And he just said it just shows the kid's confidence.
Yeah.
And the way he took it.
It was a beautiful step over and nicely put away. And what a debut for a 16-year-old.
Unbelievable.
Get the winner against Newcastle. So
unbelievable. Top player.
So let's do the picks for this weekend, and it's the derby. Fulham taking on Chelsea. Chelsea are at home, Stamford Bridge.
You just don't know what you're getting with Chelsea, though, do you?
Well, you don't know what you get with Fulham either.
Yeah, it's true. It's a game of two teams with a mystery.
But on paper, you'd have to say Chelsea.
Yeah, I think so as well.
And especially at home.
Yeah.
But Fulham rise to that occasion again in the derby. You know, it's who knows.
Yeah.
Manchester United versus Burnley.
Manchester United.
Well, you'd have to, wouldn't you?
At home, yeah.
Geez, Geezer, if you lose this one. Sunderland versus Brentford.
Again, I think for these teams that have came up, I think their home form is going to be massive for them. They have to win at home. And I think
the stadium of light.
I think Burnley showed that, though, with their game against Sunderland. They knew they needed to win at home. I think Sunderland will be the same. I think they'll beat Brentford. Yeah. Then
you've got Tottenham Hotspur taking on Bournemouth. Tottenham at home.
So what we're going to find out if this is a new Tottenham or an old Tottenham, because the old Tottenham would win against Man City and then lose at home to Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Thomas Frank has made a difference and see if he can win.
We'll have to get Geezer. Is that Geezer?
That's Geezer's refereeing. Look, he's all sweaty. Look at him.
Geezer, you have to come over, mate. Because we've got to work out, Geezer, what we're going to do.
Done with them. Fix them, Geezer.
You'll have to pull the mic over a bit. Come in closer to Skippy. Oh, we've got Neil over there as well.
Referees everywhere.
He's eating his bacon butty.
Referees everywhere.
Just let me adjust that camera.
We just want to talk about the Fulham Man United game here, mate.
That's right.
Chris wants to know what you have to do.
First of all, take us through what happened with the penalty.
I was
So-
actually quite excited about it because I had Bruno in my fantasy team.
Oh, did you?
So I'm like, here we go, penalty, and he doesn't usually miss. And I don't know if he's dropped down yet. I have no idea where that penalty went.
Now, and what was the go with the referee? So the referee accidentally bumped into him, and it was like, "Come on, mate, are you having a go at me?" He really took exception to that, didn't he?
Yep. No, it was a close game in the end. We started off really well. I thought, yep, here we go. But then, no, not sure. What's
And then
going on.
Fulham ends up pinching one at the end.
Yep.
So we're 1-1. So what do we do there? Double and quits for later in
Rolls
the
on to the
season.
next game, doesn't it?
Yeah,
for
rolls
sure.
on to the- And you've been refereeing out there, and
Yeah, I've been refereeing a few games. Just did the local game, Nelson Girls College against Wyomere.
Oh, okay.
So it was a close one, actually.
Are you allowed to announce the results?
I was going to say I'm going to have to go shortly because I've got to put the result
Oh,
down.
right.
But people won't know who they're playing next.
It was 4-2 to Girls College in the
Girls
end.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Right,
But
okay.
2-1 up for a long time, Wyomere.
Yeah.
2-2, thought it was going to pens. And then the girls just came in at the end
Right.
and sealed the deal. Good
All
game,
right.
though.
Well, you can help us finish our pick. So we've got
Wolverhampton.
Wolverhampton versus Everton. Wolves at home.
I'm going to go Everton.
I'll go Everton as well. Actually.
Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
He's into
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's right. Leeds United versus Newcastle. Leeds at home.
Leeds for Brady.
For Bridie.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
played against him on the weekend.
At home, I think Leeds.
Oh, that was his team, wasn't it?
Yeah, development. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Leeds at home. They have to, as I said, they have the teams that have came up are going to target those home games to stay in the league. So yeah, I think Leeds will win that.
Brighton versus Manchester.
United, we're getting the win. It has to happen.
Brighton for the win.
No,
It's Manchester City. Sorry,
City.
Sorry.
Well, City will then want to bounce back,
They'll
don't
bounce
they?
back, yeah.
Nottingham Forest versus West Ham.
Not
You
Forest.
have to say not Forest.
Yeah.
West Ham are going down at this stage.
Yeah.
Check this out: Liverpool and Arsenal.
2-2.
That's massive game.
Finishing
You
2-2.
go and draw, are you?
Yeah, 2-2.
Oh, is that right? Not for the win.
No.
Aston Villa and Crystal Palace, another good game.
I think Villa lost last week, so they need to win this week.
Yeah, they
So,
do.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace have started off
Yeah,
well.
side, but I
Just
think,
lost one of their players, though.
yeah,
Right.
he's gone. So I think Villa at home. I'm going Villa.
We picked Man U against Burnley.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Fernandez is off penalties. Though.
Yeah. I've sold him. He's out of my fantasy team now.
He'd sold him.
What I don't understand.
I only swapped him
I
for Cunha, though.
didn't watch the game, but was the new striker on?
No, he wasn't. They didn't start. They started Cunha up top.
Because I'm just saying, if you've got a new striker and you get a penalty, surely you let him hit it.
Yeah, no, he
You
wasn't
need to
there.
get him started. Don't
That's
you?
right. That's
you know
right.
what I mean. So
They
yeah.
played that Cunha up top, and he was good.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
brought Cesco on again at the end of the game. Got a bit more game time, but couldn't handle Fulham.
No, there you go. At the cottage.
At the cottage. All right. Thanks, Skippy. Thanks for your appearance, Geezer. And we wish everybody good luck here at the tournament at Saxton. Good luck for your away trip.
No worries, thank you.
Good luck on the weekend, mate. Oh, it's next week, the final,
week,
isn't it?
yep.
Next
Thank
week.
you.
Buddy.
He'll
Oh,
be
yeah,
playing,
that's,
mate.
that's right.
They reckon I got to
Oh.
play centre back. I'm a left winger. No, I'm joking.
If he does play centre back.
Yeah, that's there we go. All right. Thanks very much. Local comp still going. We're looking forward to Cup finals, Southern League. It's all to do to see who goes into the Nationals. And a big thanks to Suburbs for hosting us, but also Turf Hotel, our venue sponsor. Thanks to Stan and the team. Check out their Facebook page for everything that's going on this weekend. You can listen to us on MBS Talk Nelson website, social media, Spotify, YouTube, and MBS Talk Nelson digital radio. Don't forget, if you want to get involved in the show, get in touch with us. That's it for this week. We'll catch you again next week for another episode of Football Focus.
Talk Nelson Radio. It's the Talk of Nelson.